What it do, snackers, snackets, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage in the building with jokes in
Yo,
the
yo.
house. Jokes, I got a little, I hear like a fan or something in your background. I don't know if you don't have your, nah, you do. I do hear it though. Just want you to know.
Maybe the air from outside.
You folks could be are now tuned in the Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And
Today,
today EA is selling itself. Or at least that's what the word on the street is. They announced it themselves. We're
mm-hmm.
gonna talk about EA and this $55 billion
Billion.
uh, sale that's
What's
happening.
up?
What's happening? Um, we'll talk about our time at StellarCon from last weekend. Um, Jokes does have a new background, Pokey related background. Um, Obviously, we're gonna take a look at the new Star Wars Vision trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We also haven't really had a chance to catch up on or talk about what did get shown at TGS last week, which I mean there's stuff, but really the big thing is Wolverine. So we got to take a look at that, right?
Yup.
So yeah, so action packed show for sure. Um, but
Yo, yo.
what's up, Heather? Um, Before we get into that, Jokes has a job to do. Get the link up
Yes,
for our
sir.
website, and we have to share with you the 619 Hall of Fame coming at you right now.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, Ellis Mbe, and Kermit Ferguson. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Indeed, we do. Truly, truly appreciate you all. Um, Jokes,
Mm-hmm.
StellarCon. What's up, dude?
StellarCon.
StellarCon. So over the weekend, what's up, Kai? Jokes and I made a trek out to Lancaster,
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania. Good old Amish country out there a little bit. To host some panels and such for transcendent events again for StellarCon. Um, we had an opportunity.
Marcus.
What up, Marcus? Had an opportunity to again host the celebrity panels. We did the adult and kids cosplay contests. I just kind of got a chance to really hang out and kick it with some vendors that we hadn't had a chance to see in a while, and spend some time not after partying. Jokes.
Not after party. Well, not that after party, but
I
I think
mean,
we still had a good time either way.
bruh. Yeah. Give me a rundown, man. Talk to me about about StellarCon, how it felt. What
Yes,
your thoughts are.
StellarCon felt really good. Like, um, familiar environment that we're in, being in a StellarCon. So seeing some familiar faces, um, always meeting new faces, introducing ourselves, them introducing them to us. Like, it's the same things that we always do, but it's always a ray of sunshine whenever we do it. Um, all the guests were amazing. We had interactions with probably almost all of them at some point in time throughout the entire convention. Whether it was just helping them get set up, the quick chats, a couple laughs here and there, really cool. Um, the vibe in there was just once again it was like that family oriented type of thing that we love to be able to see in there. Um, Everybody looked like they had a great time. Even though it was only one day and it was still a little bit shorter, there was still a lot that you could go in there with all the vendors in there to buy stuff, talk to people. It was a great time. Um, wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah. Leah's asking if there were horse and buggy sittings. Absolutely not. I mean, they were around for sure. Cuddy, you should be a little more hip to
you
this.
should you
I'm a
should
little
you should be in
surprised that
tune to that.
you don't. Yeah, that you don't know what's going on with this. I do get that Rey Mysterio comes to mind. Um, Sin was short for sincere, which was short for sincere
Hmm.
619, which, as you would know from playing games with us all the time, that's his name on everything. It's his name on PlayStation. It's his name on Xbox Live. It's
Hmm.
Sincere 619. That's what Sin went by. And 619 is his 619 is his birthday. So that's what it is. So that's what we go by. Um,
It was a
was it
mix.
a convention anime? No,
No,
StellarCon
it
is
was
not
a
an anime convention.
yeah.
Now they have tended as a convention to lean into having some actors and actresses. I specifically hosted the panel for Christine Cabanos,
Hmm.
who has voiced, I feel like, hundreds of characters across all kinds of from Sailor Moon. Like, she's done all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so I hosted her panel. There was a Baldur's Gate 3 panel. So two of the voice actresses from Baldur's Gate 3 were there. And there was supposed to be another voice actor
Hmm.
who was there. He backed out kind of at the last minute, unfortunately. Um, but the two of them were lovely, and hey,
Hmm.
we've worked with them before, and spoken with them before. And then Jokes got to host the panel session for Karen Ashley, um, our second Power Ranger.
Second
Um,
Power Ranger.
second Power Ranger, second Yellow Power Ranger, I should say.
Technically third. I mean, we did an interview, so technically third.
No, 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 no. I mean, in terms of like actual Power Rangers, like,
Got it. Actually, in the number, got it.
yeah,
Got
not
it.
like the second one you interviewed, but
Got it.
yeah. But yeah, so those got a chance to do that. We'll be posting the panels before the week is out,
Hmm.
so that you all will have a chance to see them. Um, the panels were great. We got good feedback and good questions from everyone. Um, per usual, the hey Nana, the the celebrity guests were awesome. They were really nice, very warm and welcoming. And again, we had met a number of them before, um, but it's always nice to know that the people who are there as guests are acting. Sometimes people are maybe a little afraid of that. Their lines were really long, but they were the kind of celebrities that would talk with everybody and just kind of walk around and hang out with people. And so stuff like that, again, in an environment like the one we're in, where it really is
Hmm.
more of like a family environment. It's one of the things that I tend to like a little bit more about the smaller conventions when you compare them to ones like Baltimore Comic Con or like what Awesome Con is now. And New York, like you get people who you know people are really huge fans of, and you get a chance to actually really get close to them, and maybe spend a little bit more time. It feels a little less rushed,
Hmm.
even though the convention itself is a little shorter. um Hosting a cosplay contest is always a great time.
Hmm.
The cosplayers that act as our judges are awesome, and they're always really good to us. They're good friends of ours. So, um, as a whole, we generally have a really good time. Um, there was some shenanigans. In terms of like, there was an after party. There was a dinner that we were supposed to go to. I'm gonna share this story with y'all because I just feel like it was
meant to be.
Sometimes things are just meant to be the way they're meant to be. We tried to go out as a really large group of like 16 or 17 of us to go get dinner and just in this like little town, which to be honest, for like what feels like a little town, that
it was popping.
Like
it was popping.
For real. Like it was really like but there were also like, I think there were like 4 weddings that were taking place that were doing something in the convention hall. So it was just like all these people also in from out of town, and there was just a lot going on. And so like the first place we went just couldn't accommodate us. And then just by the nature of it being a lot of people and people kind of trying to like, oh, well, we'll meet you there and all that, it just kind of ended up being that we kind of split off. Mostly because I was just like, I had enough of this.
We're going
this is what we're gonna do. So we're going this way, and then we're going this way, and y'all can figure it out. And we'll find. I guarantee you, I'll find a place like that. And so I did. And we got to the place, and there wasn't really anybody in there. And we walked in, and they were like, "Yep, we can accommodate the whole party." But by that time, I don't know. The rest of them had figured something else out. So there was a group of about 6 of us that got to just kind of sit in this place where like there was a rugby team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was rugby. Yeah.
And they were like, I don't know, bro, singing sea shanties.
Like I don't know, whatever they was doing was just absolutely, it was hilarious, and I loved it. Somehow they got on like Yogi Bear, and it was like a whole song, and I'm like, yo, they've practiced this. Like, what is happening right now?
Oh, yeah, nah, they all knew it. Like, whatever the song was, they all knew it. They were all a part of it. Place was like Isaac's, and I don't know. They didn't like, the one thing that was missing was like technically music. Like it could have maybe drowned out them dudes, but we had a good time. Food was cool. Like the food wasn't great, but it was perfect. Like it was like, you know, it was just it was good food. All of the names of the food was kind of crazy. It just so happened, you know, look, this is the first event that is a transcendent event, StellarCon or Nerdpocalypse or Nerd Prom or whatever. We do a lot of events with them. First, and you know, we had a big poster of him that was there with us, and that was cool. When we went to dinner, there was a thing that happened with the menu that I'm not going to get into. However,
just know it is hilarious.
Yeah, I had to get up and I took all the menus and I gave them back one of the menus. They had like 4 menus. I don't know what was going on.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, the drink. Okay, I get it. A drink menu, a food menu. Cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 4 menus. It was a lot. So I had to take some of the menus away and go back and talk to she wasn't even technically our witness, but she sat us. And I was like, I'm going to get these back to you. Here's the reason why. She thought that was funny.
Summer camp background.
You know what, Andrew? You know what? Feel free to sing it.
Yeah.
I don't listen. Whatever they were singing, they were enjoying it.
Yep.
And they were drinking, bro. It was.
Hey, somebody knocked over a glass and broke a glass while they was in there. It was like, oh, party foul.
You know, I asked the young lady to hold on to the menu. She thought it was funny, so she did. She held on to it. And then I said, to thank her, I was like, what's your name? She said, Sin. And I was like, what you say? She was like, Sin. I know it's weird, but it's short for something. I was like, nah. It's cool. Come back to the table with me. I brought her to the table and I was like, y'all ask her what her name is. They asked her and she told them. And I was like, it's just meant to be. This is where we were supposed to end up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We all had on our sin pants and had our seeing bracelets on. It was what it was meant to be. We had a great time there. We left there and went to try to go do some karaoke and hang out in the place we ended up. Did basically like full body searches on us and facial recognition scans on. It was crazy. And then we got in there, and I'm like, they got all this technology out there. We got in there, and they were like, we only accept cash on Fridays and Saturdays. Hold on, bro. We grown men. We're not doing this.
We doing this.
That's for children. Only cash. Yeah, but we got like 3 ATMs. Absolutely not.
No, you ain't charging me $10 to withdraw $20. Thank you, but no thank you.
First of all, Jokes, I need to know where you bank. That it costs you $10 to get.
Hey, listen.
And your bank should be helping you take care of that.
Any but of places, like random places like that, that's how they make that. They charge you some ridiculous amount of money just to pull out of your account for it. It's like a fee on top of a fee to do it. So you can have it.
Those gas station ATMs, bro. 7-Eleven ATMs, them joints are, yeah, notorious. But anyway, we had a really good time. We ended up going back to there was a rooftop bar. We ended up hanging out there and just kind of talking and just having a really, having a really good time, hanging out with folks and just really having an opportunity to kind of be a family and celebrate out and not really talk about mostly anything that had to do with being at conventions or work or whatever. And so it was cool. It was really good for us. We had a good time as usual. Andrew says, was it I have a friend that you don't have, Yogi? I have a friend that you don't have, Yogi Bear. Let me tell you something. Is it possible? Yes.
Absolutely.
Can I tell you for sure? Absolutely not. Because it was loud and drunken, and we were just laughing. Mostly not laughing at them for singing, but just really kind of mostly laughing, like having a good time at them having a good time.
You laugh?
I'm not posting.
Statistically, that is not going up on the screen.
You're right. But you're right, Frosty. I'm not posting that one. Anyway, we had a really good time.
Word.
That's crazy. You can post that. Put that up there, Joe. We are cow. If I post it, Frosty, I have to explain it. And I don't. It's not gonna make sense to anybody but us. So like, it's cool because it's inside and it's an inside joke. And when I see you, I'm gonna say it directly to you.
Yep.
But hey, Jokes, what was it like for you? Here's the thing. Karen Ashley, Yellow Power Ranger, first Black female Power Ranger. We were supposed to have an interview with Karen at BlurCon. I want to say 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We had everything set up. We were supposed to talk with her, and she had an issue with her flight, and there ended up being an emergency situation, and so she was supposed to be our final interview, and we ended up not being able to do it. And so it just so happened that with all of this set up, she happened to be, to be there, and I was like, Jokes, it's meant to be. You're supposed to take care of it. Jokes, got up there and killed it. So what was that like for you to finally have the opportunity, being the Power Rangers fan you are? I want to say, one, you've been doing a really good job of not fanboying out.
Oh, listen, I've gotten to a point, like, don't get me wrong, in the mind, it's like, yo, this is super cool. I'm doing all this. But listen, we've gotten to a stage where it's like, yo, we professional about this. So there comes a time for the outward.
Is that what you tell yourself in your head as you
professional out here? But it's kind of a different because of the position. It was amazing to be able to do the panel. And when you're really realizing, you're just having a conversation with a person that just so happenly is a yellow Power Ranger, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's really cool. And we were just
It also
having
was
a.
her birthday.
It was also her birthday, or the following day. That
The
so
following day.
Sunday was her birthday.
Yeah.
Um, that was so the conversation that we had. We talked about. It was the 30th anniversary of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. 32nd
Mm-hmm.
anniversary for the OG show coming out. So just being able to talk about some of the behind the scenes things that necessarily you haven't either heard or seen before was really cool. Um, and at the same time, like even though we were having the direct conversations about the show and the movie, it was no, it was really it was a great time. It was like talking to, I don't know, a cousin maybe that you hadn't talked to in a long time that was just really talking about, hell, here's how life has been. Talking about like the different things that she's gone through. Like it was a real cool experience. The kid in me, that kid from 20 plus years ago, like I've said this before, if I could go back and tell myself, hey, you're actually going to be able to sit down and actually have a conversation with these Power Rangers that you've been a big fan for, like my young self would probably at that point absolutely lose everything on there for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great time, and all the crowd was really into the whole entire panel, which made it even better. Like you said,
Yeah.
a lot of questions that were out there that people wanted to get, finally get off their chest that they've never been able to actually ask Karen Ashley or any Power Ranger for that matter was really cool. So hearing those questions, if you guys once the interview is up, you watch it. Like I literally have like a smile probably on my face the whole way through the damn panel, and
Nah,
like
yeah, you do. Yeah,
and
nah, you look like Kool-Aid Man. You definitely speaking from ear to ear like the whole time, but you know,
no, but no, it
you
was
kept your
it was a
composure.
great it was a great
What
opportunity. Mhm.
it's interesting to me because it just seemed like you got a chance to talk to somebody about Power Rangers who cares as much about Power Rangers and knows as much about it as you do. Because you can't do that with me. You couldn't do it, like you know what I mean. Like I don't
You
listen.
know enough
Nah, I
to
don't
have a
know, dog.
little bit of a conversation.
What's up, Zay? Nah. It's different because y'all really speak a different language. When you really know the ins and outs of a fandom, and you can people were asking questions that were like, don't you think they should have done such and such episode? Hold on,
Hmm.
bro. I, there are I don't think there's anything that I'm a fan of enough that I know episodes, like names of episodes or like what.
Hmm.
Again, that's just not how I fan. I can tell you what happened. I know what it is, but I'm not like episode this where this thing, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, listening to you all be just nerds, just be geeks about the suits and the differences between the suits, and you know what
Hmm.
I mean. Just kind of truthfully being in your natural element, talking about a thing you just, you know what I'm saying, enjoy talking about, and everybody else who was there, the uncontrolled yells of his morphin time coming from the crowd was like equally cool and annoying. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just so you know. Anyway, we had a really good time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm There's another StellarCon coming like mid-November, close at
Hmm.
home. It's in Catonsville. Um, so we have intentions of being there. So it's literally the weekend after Extra Life. It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be
Hmm.
busy. We're gonna be
Yeah.
busy, which is fine. Um, like I said, I'm glad we went. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you got a chance to do that. Um, we'll get some stuff posted for you all soon, so you guys can just kind of get a glimpse of the interior, and hopefully, since the next one will be closer to home, some of you all
Hmm.
can come out and making a hangout. There is one thing I want to discuss before we move on to the next subject.
Mm-hmm.
So I was leaving the hotel, and I had to go back inside the hotel.
What
What's
up?
up,
What up?
Alfonso? So I could take the luggage cart back inside the hotel, and the luggage cart where they go in the lobby is on the opposite side of where the desk is. And when I pushed the cart back, I noticed that they had, those like spinning things with all the pamphlets and stuff on it. Like, here's all the stuff you can do in our town, whatever. And we had talked about how just kind of walking around the town as we went for places to look to eat, stuff like that's like, this is just an old town. There have to be like ghosts and ghost tours and stuff like that. So I put the joint back and I was like, let me just look. And as soon as I looked over, I happened to see this pamphlet for a ghost tour. And Frosty was with me, and I was like, oh, look, they do have ghost tours. So we walked over, and I picked up the pamphlet, and I put it right back, because next to that pamphlet was another pamphlet. And that pamphlet was for this. Now, you guys, I'm not going to read it to you. If you're listening to the audio version, I'm not going to read it to you. This is what it said. And so I immediately thought to myself, I need to know why nobody who works in this hotel told us that this was the thing we could go to. Andrew said, man, to get to these cons, I need notes from Dr. Jokes and Dr. Gage from Loading Snacks Inc. Hey, man, we can make that happen.
We can make it happen.
Let me tell you something. I can put some, I will Photoshop you a note so fast. Make that happen, man. You know what I'm saying? You talking to somebody who used to write notes so his kids could go to Marvel movies at midnight. We can make it happen. So you come to a joint, Tatiana. Tatiana, I'm gonna need you to keep the inside jokes inside. You on Facebook spilling all the beans. Frosty can't even see that joint because she's on Twitch. I don't. But yeah, so I went to the counter and was like, "How come nobody told me about
this?"
And you know what the girl at the counter said to me? She said, "Where did you get that from?"
It's like,
what do you mean? I got it from your display. You know. Oh man. And you know what? You do that, Frosty. You text her real quick. One of your many in the harem. Anyway, it was really funny. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Next time we know what we got to do when we get there, Jokes. Jokes. Yesterday, technically last week, there were rumors about a possible buyout of Electronic Arts. For anybody who's unfamiliar, Electronic Arts is a game publisher / developer, mostly a publisher, that owns and makes games like Madden, The Sims, Mass Effect, FC now, used to be FIFA, we're just gonna call it FIFA, Battlefield. Frosty, are you drinking? You're on one tonight. You okay? And yesterday, when an announcement was made, they officially made an announcement that they agreed to a $55 million buyout.
Oh, no, it was billion. Wasn't it billion?
55 billion. I said billion.
Oh, I thought you said, it sounded like you said billion. I'm tripping.
No, cool. $55 billion buyout. To PIF, which is Saudi Arabia's group. So Saudi Arabia, to Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law's, his business, and one other entity, Silver Lake. It's something like 45 billion in cash.
Cash.
Yeah, it's dumb. That's a lot of money. Yeah, something like 45 billion in cash, and then stocks and so forth. People who own stocks are gonna get
Mm-hmm.
Stocks jumped like 15% last week when
Mm-hmm.
when the rumors hit, and uh realistically, anybody who had stock, they're doing a buyout because now the company would be private.
Private. Mm-hmm.
They'll get their stock bought out at like $210 a share or something like that. So there are a lot of people who stand to make a lot of money on it. Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson. Is that who runs EA now? Jokes? I can't remember. I
I
might
forget
have
his
just
name.
pulled that name from. Anyway, they're gonna keep the same CEO.
Mm-hmm.
But this has some really, really long-standing effects for this company, and truthfully, honestly, probably for the video game industry. So before I dig into it and kind of really start, I don't know, putting my personal opinions on it, Jokes, what are your thoughts?
It's absolutely insane. Like, you know, from I know, you know, what's funny is we've joked about this type of thing for years, that like somebody at some point was going to buy EA, and you know, we was just like, eh, it ain't gonna happen. But you know, we threw that around a lot. But Saudi Arabia just has this type of money that they can just throw around like it's nothing. Like, them now getting the amount of big name, like, US things that they are getting their hands on, you know, gaming companies, partnership with WWE to bring WrestleMania, the biggest show that WWE has to offer, to Saudi Arabia later on. There's just a lot that is happening underneath of this. Now, one of the things that worries me is, as of now, I don't think much is going to change on the surface currently. It's going to probably be a little bit of time before we start seeing some shifts, but I think of where currently now a lot of the developers are, and like some, like the headquarters is in Cali. For now, that's going to be that'll still stay in place, but
Right?
I could see where they decide to potentially, one, hey, we're going to shift some of these headquarters and things back over to Saudi Arabia. And like, I look at a lot of those jobs that people have in the development side of things here. There's a possibility they could lose some of those jobs. And that doesn't necessarily sit great with me. Now, like I said, it's probably going to take some time before we see like things like that really start to unfold, as you know, the full acquisition and all that type of stuff goes into effect.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to make it clear that like wherever you look, almost every news outlet is posting about this or writing about this as if it's a done deal. It's
Right.
not,
Mm-hmm.
right? The offer was made and EA agreed to it, but it
Mm-hmm.
isn't through yet. And there are definitely things that could happen that might prevent it from going through.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a relatively slim possibility, but I'm positive that there are people who will, in
The
some manner,
pushback.
be
Mm-hmm.
right. But I don't know that pushback is going to be the 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 PIF. Saudi Arabia already has ownership, partial ownership, in companies like Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
Capcom. They own SNK. So this is a thing that's been happening for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not likely to go through until probably February.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot can change between now and then, right? And if it doesn't go through, right? As you say, EA Sports, it's in the billions. It is. Um, Here's the thing: Madden is a huge seller here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine that changes. I don't think most people will even realize that there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, FC, it's not FIFA anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is that the money that FIFA wanted to for EA to continue to have the license,
Mm-hmm.
this private company
They probably gonna get that.
to
FIFA
put it
probably
back
coming
on,
back.
so they can put it on there and put the name on there and boost the sales again, right? Like the sales are still good. It's still there really isn't another. I'm gonna call it soccer, a football game that can compete. There's a
Mm-hmm.
couple. I sent you something earlier about Konami's um, game with the Yu-Gi-Oh crossover. Um, but games like Mass Effect, you're talking about an entity that is not an entity that looks fairly upon women, looks fairly upon the LGBTQIA community.
Mm-hmm.
That so like your ability to have RPGs like Dragon Age again or Mass Effect, where one you can be a woman. There's a chance that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Two, having a game like Dragon Age that has transgender characters in it, and you can choose your gender or choose not to have a gender or not go by, you know what I mean? Like those things are likely to not be there. Games like The Sims, with the kinds of things that you can create and what, like there are likely to be changes that go into effect in those places that for all intents and purposes to us might feel like we're being set back 30 or
Mm-hmm.
40 years. Um and so those are probably the biggest issues with I think where most people are in terms of what this buyout is, and what it may look like. Now at the same time, it'll be a private company,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a private company, you can do what you want.
Whatever we want.
You know what I mean? But you know, EA has a Star Wars license, right? So what does that mean? Right? How does that work? What do they do with that? Um, so there's going to be a lot that I think is going to change, and for things that are maybe in development, maybe they cut some stuff, maybe they just forcibly make changes, and there could be
Mm-hmm.
changes that get made that you'll just never know that those changes were made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it remains to be seen um, what it's going to mean. But I think that's where the majority of the issues, the anger, and the fear come from. And this is not something that is specific just to EA. It's the biggest thing that's happened. Because EA they've been looking to kind of sell for a while. EA's sitting on like 20 million in debt. And part of
Mm-hmm.
this buyout, that debt is being financed out by JP Morgan. So it's 36 billion. I think I said 45 billion earlier. It's 36 billion that they're getting in cash. Plus 20 million to offset the debt, some equity and stock stuff in there, whatever. For us, I think it's really just a matter of what it means going forward. I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
right now that where I sit, it makes me feel like whatever I already own, like I'm not gonna not go back and play games that I love and enjoy and that people made and whatever. But the
Mm-hmm.
likelihood of me continuing to support EA at all in the future is slim to none, to be honest. Um, and I think there's going to be a lot of that. I do. I think there's going to be a lot of that. What what is happening? Saudi Arabia also, there are a lot of issues with how people feel about the way that they handle free speech and
Mm-hmm.
free press and so there's a lot of that too. And their buyout, the money they have comes from the oil they own, and they're looking to diversify and not only be able to have the money that they have coming in come from oil, because eventually that goes right. But entertainment is a different beast, and so WWE and
Mm-hmm.
you know UFC and all that other kind of stuff, where there's millions of dollars that are coming in, having ownership in that just kind of it gives you somewhere else for you to trickle that money in from, and that's really a lot of where this is going. So again, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out and whether or not it gets finalized. Because again, it could be that it doesn't happen. You know, but we'll see. Hopefully, not a lot changes. I'm not gonna. I'm not naysaying just yet because it's not
Not
done
100%.
just yet. So I think that's the thing we got to be careful about. But you know, we'll see what happens. On to brighter news. We got a new trailer. Actually, I think this is the third trailer for. Well, it's Star Wars Visions 3. This is the third Star Wars Visions. Let's run that. Let's take a look at it. See how we feel about it. Frosty, mute us. Frosty doesn't like trailers, y'all.
You should at least do one.
自分のこれからの人生も希望に彩られていると思っていた。逆に見えなくても。
Oh, Production IG.
信じられるものもある。
Trigger that with.
つながってる。
Yeah. Oh yeah, the prosthetic leg that was a lightsaber.
やっつけよ。
フォースの根源、銀河系のあらゆる生命をつなぐエネルギーとは
光と闇のしてはバランスは存在しない。
私はどうしたら。
フォースと共にあらんこと。
Jokes. So I'm so ready, dog.
Dog, I love Visions. When you're able to do projects like this that give you the opportunity to kind of expand on something like Star Wars, because like I like Star Wars. I'm not necessarily the biggest Star Wars fan. I'm not Frosty. I'm not that level of Star Wars.
Right.
But when you do stuff like this, it pulls me in more, and I like what they're doing with Visions. I'm all here for it.
Okay. I'm sold. I don't really need anything else. I'm sure there'll be at least one more trailer because it's like a month away.
I'm good. Yeah, that was enough.
But I'm sold. Have you watched any of Marvel Zombies yet?
Nope.
Bro.
I gotta get this. It's only 4 episodes. I gotta binge that.
Bro. Blade, bro. Listen. My favorite thing about a show where you're already familiar with so many of the characters, even if you're not, but like the idea that anybody can get it, bruh. Anybody can get it. First episode, anybody can get it, dog. It ain't even slight, and it's like, bruh, get hip. I don't have anything else to say about it. Jokes. There's a link. There's an Instagram link I put in there. Can you pop that up on screen for me? I want y'all to take a look at this with me real quick. We just need to have a quick discussion about
Let's see if I
There was some it's a little bit of backlash
got it.
for the last couple of days. SAG after has been on one, and in my opinion, rightfully so.
Got it popping up now.
Cuddy said I wasn't expecting the emotion in the voice acting. Well, you know what, Cuddy? I feel like there's always good emotion in the voice acting. You really, but the music sells it too, Cuddy.
Music sells
like,
it too.
Man, the music is really like,
yeah. Unless you watch it and
yeah.
it's got like AI dubbed voiceover, then you don't get none of that emotion.
Oh my goodness, Joe. We have to talk. We'll get to that in a second. I'm on it. Can you put this on the screen? All right. So this is Tilly Norwood.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with Tilly Norwood, jokes?
I am not.
Good. We're gonna leave it like that. Hold on, let me see what Andrew said. Andrew said, I don't like that they used like Disney cast members to promote it by using them in place of the actor to turn the zombie.
I'm actually opposite of that.
I mean, yeah, I actually like that. Like, I like that they're, you know,
that can ever get us to that point where some of the actual like OG cast, if they can do that in like live action somehow, even if it is like some offshoot, I am all for that.
Hey, Frosty is the old one. She is full on yelling at us. Don't start on the AI voiceovers. It's real out here. Cuddy said, only problem is no way Sean is sharing the rings and not benefiting. We're just friends. I mean, listen. You're being a spoiler, maybe. Tilly Norwood. So I scroll a little bit. I want you to go. I think the third one is a yeah, hit that.
This one?
Just take a look. Yeah. So Tilly Norwood.
Oh, I think I do.
Is a 100% AI actress, and Hollywood is in flames right now. Literally, they are calling for this girl, this AI, this computer generated artwork to be like the next Natalie Portman.
Wow.
And there are actual acting agencies, like representatives of actual actors and actresses who have already stated they are interested in representing this. I don't know what to call it. This AI.
That's insane.
Actors. And so, like, SAG-AFTRA is having like none of it. And a lot of actors and actresses are posting like, yo, if you are managed by any of these managers, these companies, agencies that are saying that they would like to represent this Tilly Norwood AI,
your
you
job
should
is
absolutely
in jeopardy.
leave.
Yeah,
You
your
should
job
quit
is in jeopardy.
the rollout. Well, yeah, but yeah, this computer, you're right. Sorry, this computer would be the right way, I guess, to say it.
Stop giving you views.
Yeah. So they posted the first post there, jokes, is, I don't want to call it an apology as much as it's basically them saying, hey, look. So the company that created it, the guy, I guess, who's the CEO or whatever of the company, basically came in and was like, look, for me, I look at this just like art. I built it, I created it. It's just like drawing something on a piece of paper. That's how he says he sees it. It's just like having a drawing or having whatever and then animating it, or whatever. And I will push back really, really hard against that. But
Mhm.
and we don't need to read it. I'm just letting you know that that's what that's you
Mhm.
know supposed to be. Look, the joint has a load of followers. I think it's like 35,000 followers. Something like
35,000.
that. It's a little ridiculous. And on that note, if you haven't already watched Movie Club, which posted last night, I need you to know you can get this off the screen, jokes.
Cool.
Part of the discussion that we had was so jokes texted me to tell me that watching this Korean movie, this was the worst English dub he had ever heard in his entire life. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not listening to it in English. I'm good though. You know what I mean? I'm watching the subtitles. But I was watching it on my phone. When I switched over and watched it on Prime on my TV, for whatever reason, it automatically switched over to the dub. And it was horrendous. So I went to turn it off. It sounded flat and just like it was terrible.
No emotion, nothing.
No emotion. And so I went to turn it off, and when I went to turn it off, switch it back to the original language track with the subtitles. Listen, saying it wasn't. I don't know. I think Jokes was watching the English dub because he was tired and it was late.
It was a little bit of that was part of it. Like when I originally played it, it just started that way. Like initially I put the actual subtitles on because I didn't think it was gonna automatically pop them up on screen. But then I noticed what was coming out of their mouths and what was at the bottom, one was not the same thing. That was a problem. Yeah. So like the first 2 or 3 minutes, like I was just sitting there confused. I was like, because when they were first talking, there was no need for like emotion or anything like that. We're just like having a general conversation. But it wasn't until like action started picking up, and I'm just like, yo, someone's trying to kill you right now. There should be a little more emphasis in your voice when you're saying, no, don't do this. Or something. Like it was the flattest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew says versus Pokemon dub calling sticky rice a jelly donut back in the day.
I'm gonna make it, Andrew. Take the 4 Kids One Piece jump and make it even worse than that. I'm pretty sure you're familiar.
Here's the thing. It's not about the dub necessarily not being correct. It's about what it sounded like. Turns out it was an AI English dub. Like Amazon Prime has a beta. It literally says AI English dub beta. So it's an AI that's doing it. It's just another thing that's taking work from, again, like we just spent our entire weekend talking to voice actors. You know what I mean? Like on stage, spending time with them. And look, there's no doubt in my mind that it will get better and that at some point people probably won't really realize it. But man, like I think it's trying to do it kind of on the fly. It sounded terrible. And I hope it fails.
I am right there with you on that.
I hope it fails. But I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to. I just think it's going to continue to learn, and it'll, you know what I mean? Like, I think eventually it's going to end up being probably par for the course. And look, here's the thing. There is a part of me. Look, I don't think AI is all bad. I don't necessarily like the idea of taking jobs from people. But what I will say is that when you
what is up?
What up, Harry? When you enjoy the kinds of things that we enjoy, that means video games, anime, kung fu flicks, a lot of times, at least a long time ago, if you came up on it, a lot of times you didn't have a choice but to get whatever they gave you. And so whatever you got in terms of an English dub, even if there was a voice actor doing it, a lot of times it was still bad, right? Because they didn't actually put the time and effort into doing the translation because they didn't think there was money in it to be made. So it wasn't worth paying somebody to really put the effort in and deal with the translation and stuff like that. And that's the thing that ran through video games forever. There are still games that people wish there were full-on English translations for, and you used to have to go on GameFAQs and get, dubs and find,
try to figure
Japanese
things out.
whatever, so you could try to figure things out and whatever. And so, like, there is a part of me that does have a soft spot for the idea of being able to deliver that for things that just weren't going to get a dub in English in some way. And like, I need to make it very clear that one of the things I never hear in the all-encompassing discussion about sub versus dubbed and blah, 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 like, that's a thing that really only happens in anime. Like, nobody really has that conversation outside of anime. If you watch Kung Fu flicks and that joint was in whatever that language is and it was subtitled, you just watch it that way. Nobody was like, oh, I got the such and such version. Like, that's not even really a thing outside of that, right? But you also have to like bear in mind that there are people who are visually impaired, who subtitles just doesn't really work well for them. And having the ability to have a spoken language that works for you for something that otherwise you would never get it in your own language, it is a solution for a lot of people that maybe isn't going to come otherwise. It's similar to, I know that there are those of you who are in the chat right now who do or have worked retail. If you've ever worked in a public setting, hold on. Harry says, unless one is fluent in a foreign language and its inflections, they can't be an expert in how well subversion is, period, with the T. I mean, I agree. I mean, look, you're entitled to your opinion. I've watched so many subs and watched so many dubs that I know that, or whatever. Sure. But a lot of times when we argue about the things that we love or don't love or don't like about a certain thing, we tend to leave out people who are affected in ways that we don't necessarily think about because those things don't affect us. And again, if you've ever worked retail, if you've ever been one of those people who, like, your job when somebody walks into your department and comes in your area is to speak, you speak to people. Hey, how you doing? You need any help? Hey, whatever. And if you've ever had that person who walks in and you speak to them, hey, how you doing today? And they just kind of keep walking, and you just kind of like in your head, like, whatever, you little, you know what I mean? You want like, then like 5 minutes later, you see that person over in the corner with the other person they were walking with signing, and you're like, ooh, they can't hear me. I'm a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like it's that kind of thing, right? Where we don't always put ourselves in everyone's shoes. We're used to the shoes we walk in. And so, yeah, I'm not, if Amazon can pull off getting an English dub that actually sounds good, that's done by AI, that otherwise wasn't going to happen, right? That no matter how you slice it, no matter how many dollars you throw at it, and Amazon has plenty of dollars to throw at it, right? The reality of it is, what's the real return on investment if you hire somebody to put them in a booth to have them do a voiceover of this obscure movie from 2010, like the one we just watched? That's a foreign film that otherwise, like, nobody, you know what I mean? Like, but in the same way that the reels and shorts on Instagram and YouTube always do better when there's no speech, they do way better when there's no speech. And the reason why is because anybody from anywhere in the world who speaks any language can watch it and enjoy it. It makes a huge difference, right? And so Harry says that's one of the few times that AI works. I mean, look, I'm sure that there are and will be other instances, right? It isn't all bad. Everything that is a thing has always, the internet we're on right now doing this was
What
a
up,
terrible
Kid?
thing. You know what I mean? What's up, kid? It was a terrible thing at some point. You know what I mean?
It's just it's another one of those tools that it's just like, depending on how and who uses it, it can be used for good, it can be used for bad. And this is literally the prime example of that.
Yeah. That joint was bad, bro. It was bad. But here's the thing. I am judging it with my ears and my brain and my experience. And if I was to say to somebody, yo, that movie was really dope, you should watch it. And for them, the only way for them to really enjoy it would be for them to listen to the AI dub version. And that like worked for them because, doing it in a foreign language track with subtitles, no matter how many different backgrounds you can put behind the letters or, whatever, isn't, doesn't really work for them. For them to be able to have access to it, watch it and enjoy it, and for us to be able to maybe have a discussion about it at some point down the road, I think it's still an amazing thing. So, Harry said, I am watching this stream right now with subs on, and it's running perfectly, word for word. So, haha. Well, wait till I black it up and start saying stuff.
Oh, saying some stuff.
Wait till I get real DCPG County with it, and they can't. Look, I've tried a lot of and what we do when we're creating clips and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that's out there that will take whatever videos you upload and automatically transcribe it for you and put the words on screen for you. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it doesn't work all that great for certain people with certain dialects and inflections. That's just life. But it has to get better, and it does get better. And the more people use it, the better it gets. And that's just the unfortunate but fortunate side of the way that AI learns. Chances are you have signed away your AI rights to something somewhere. I guarantee it. Jokes. Again, we didn't really get to talk about TGS. Most of what happened with TGS happened after we did the show last week. PlayStation did a state of play. You were right. Wolverine showed up. And so we need to watch this trailer.
Oh, yes, we do.
There's a lot of other stuff. But I think it's the only thing that really counts. I'm going to be honest.
Hey, listen, somebody prepare yourself because this trailer gets to be a little bit of a doozy.
It says, 17 plus. I tried 17 plus.
I've been fighting longer than I can remember. I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. That trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying.
I feel like he's a violent man.
He's a violent man.
No matter where I go. How far I run. Death's always waiting. Just not for me.
Hey, dog, do you think you get to play as Mystique?
Probably not. It would be cool, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Sentinel?
All right. Let's get the big questions out of the way, jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I already asked do you play Mystique. You say no. I think maybe.
Mm-hmm.
2. Does Spider-Man make an appearance?
I think so. I do
Yeah?
think so.
Okay.
Listen, I think there may be the same way how we set things up for the MCU to be a thing. It wouldn't surprise me if we tried to do that within the video games. Like, and especially with Insomniac, has done an excellent job with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Looking at Wolverine, it's looking like this is going to be pretty good. This may be the way that we start to see that type of thing being built. So
I don't know if I want to see that I don't really want like a PlayStation MCU. Like I don't really
kind of thing. But Spider-Man's just going to be like
want that
an in-game cameo, like an in-game type of thing. Like I don't think
I don't think you get to play as him.
Yeah, I don't think he
I think
shows
that'll
up.
break the game.
Yeah.
But like I think I think he could show up.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of his villains could show up. Something that ties it to maybe something that's already happened in one of the other games or something like that. Harrison cameo maybe. Andrew was saying he's excited that PlayStation guys are getting Flight Simulator. Here's what's crazy about that. It was Flight Simulator 2024. And I'm pretty sure Flight Simulator 2025 is out. And so that just feels disrespectful to me. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Wait a minute.
What's happening here?
It just feels weird. Like, why not just go ahead and, I don't know, there's some shenanigans going on with like when they break stuff out or whatever. I'm not a big fan of that. Harry, I'll get to your other question in a moment. Here's what I think. Right now, many developers and publishers are pulling away from doing licensed content because the dollars just aren't there. What they have to pay out to Marvel/Disney in order to have the right to make a Wolverine game, in order to have the right to... Let's not forget that PlayStation did lay off people who worked at Insomniac, even though Spider-Man is like the best-selling PlayStation title of all time. Period. What I can guarantee you is that Wolverine is not going to sell like Spider-Man because people don't care about Wolverine the way they care about Spider-Man. Spider-Man is for the children. It is like just the level of popularity for what Spider-Man is versus what Wolverine is. Even with the blood, you already limit who your audience is with the blood and the gore and whatever. That's already a thing. 17 plus, yeah, I know some people don't care, but it is automatically a limiter. And then 2, again, you're chopping yourself off a bit at the knees, figuratively and realistically with Wolverine claws. If you think that this game, a couple of things. One, the install base for PlayStation 5 isn't what the install base of PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 was, where you have that kind of a combination for Spider-Man and then it re-happening again on PlayStation 5 and then like it's not the same. Wolverine also doesn't have the same fan base. So I don't think it does the numbers. So I don't know that trying to create a cinematic universe or a video game universe where, you know, it's still Insomniac, so it can be within their same world. And I think it might be cool to kind of make reference to it. But the idea of them like going from Wolverine into doing like an X-Men game or something like that, I think you're talking about diminishing returns, like doubling over diminishing returns. So I wouldn't want to see them do that because I think that would be a mistake, and I don't think it makes good business sense. So I don't think they do it. I think they're already in it as far as doing Wolverine, and I think that's great. It's cool. Like, do it. I hope the game is great. It would not surprise me if we never get a Wolverine 2. wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we never get a Wolverine 2. And I can't think of anybody else outside of Spider-Man and Wolverine that anybody is like, man, I hope we get a such and such game. From, you know what I mean? I can't think of another character that I really want them to bother to try.
Try to do something like.
Yeah, look, you could maybe do like a DLC or have something with like Laura. You could do an X-23 thing that's still Wolverine-ish. It's in that Wolverine universe, kind of the way they did Miles and gave, like, it was supposed to be a DLC that turned into like a separate. You maybe could get away with doing that. And I think the people who care and who love Wolverine would love and want that. But even that, I think you're still talking about diminishing returns as far as the popularity of that is concerned. So, you know, I don't think that happens, but I'm excited about it. I'm glad we finally got to see it. I'm glad we got gameplay. And here's the other major question. Fall 2026. Is it really happening, Jokes? Or are they pushing it back?
You know, I'm going to go on this go around and say that we actually get it fall. Like, I think this gives them, like, it's been in development now for a while. We know how these things go. Okay. But I feel like fall, end of the year, holiday, I don't know if they're going to try to give us like a special edition. Like, obviously, it wouldn't necessarily be the console, but, you know, the plates and things like that to try to move some stuff like that with Wolverine. I don't know if they would do that. I think it could be cool how they try, you know, they did it with the last Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Maybe even bundle it. They may even bundle it with just, I'd hate to say the PS5 Pro. Like, as of right now, we don't know if it's even going to utilize anything yet. Like, face it, I don't think it's going to fully utilize the performance power of a PS5 Pro. So
it might. I mean, it's Insomniac. Like, here again, nobody's really using the performance modes of PS5 Pro anyway, not even their own studios. But you also have to bear in mind that, like, Sony hasn't had any real first party games come out at all this year, with the except Ghost of Yote is getting ready to come, like, in 2 days. But even that isn't really isn't really doing a big thing with PS5 Pro. Now, I was going to ask about that. Harry said also still have some separation from GTA 6. Assuming that GTA 6 comes out when they said it's
still comes out when it comes. Yeah.
Now, I believe with all my heart that they want it to come out so that it manages to hit this fiscal year. But if it doesn't and they have to push it back and it goes to summer or goes to fall,
everybody else can get out that way.
Everybody's
like,
moving.
There's no two ways. Like, if they put that release date on anybody else's release month, like, just rip it, and either you need to bring it out earlier, or you just need to. You're gonna have to give it some space and push it later into the year. Cause
now I will say this: there's a part of me. I think they revealed this game 3 years ago.
That sounds about right.
There's a high possibility that this game really is mostly ready to go and would be ready for like spring, and probably that was the original intention. But because GTA is there, that might be the only reason why they're saying fall. So it's possible that they could drop it a little earlier if they wanted to. The problem with a game like this is that it needs a marketing push. You have to take all the money that you plan to put into it so that you can make those commercials for football games and for, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, you really got to have that in there. What's up, Perk? So if you don't have, you know, if they had to move the date up and they couldn't really put the marketing push behind it that they want in order to solidify the numbers they really want to have on it, they won't move it. They won't move it up. They'll move it back. You know what I'm saying? And it ends up coming out later. Harry, to answer your question earlier, you asked if we're looking at any of the handhelds coming. Probably not.
Yeah.
I think $1,000 is kind of ridiculous. Let me take that back. It makes sense.
Mhm.
It's still ridiculous, but it makes sense technically for what it is. I just don't really have use for a handheld, and so because of that, that kind of money for what it is not worth it. Andrew says, "Why do I feel to push it? They'll reveal Deadpool's in the game."
I don't think so.
I mean,
It could be.
here's
They can make.
here's what you have to understand.
Hmm.
They revealed Mystique, which means technically they can put anybody in the game. They really can. They can put anybody in the game. Harry said, "People in the Xbox Ally, you just be popping stuff on the screen.
Hey, listen, what's up? I thought you got.
Don't read it or don't say nothing. I got ways to offset that full price though. LO. I mean, listen. I mean, there's plenty. Yes, I'm not. There's plenty you could do. I'm just saying that I don't need a handheld.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like it. Doesn't I can't currently. I can't justify it. The best way for me to be able to justify spending $1,000 for the Xbox handheld would require me to spend more money on Steam games, which I don't do. Like I don't do PC games. I don't generally buy games on Steam, and so for me to justify it, even with the library that I already have of Xbox games, because I don't have a library of any of the other sources you'd be able to play games on it from, I'd have to spend the money there to make it feel like it was worth it for me. So for you, like if you've got, if you do PC stuff and you've been playing, it might be cool if, if there's PlayStation games you haven't played already on your PlayStation that you want to be able to play on a handheld and you're not going to do it on a Steam Deck. So the idea of having something that's Xbox branded that plays PlayStation games via Steam, again, kind of cool. I have seen that people are already starting to jailbreak their old ROG allies and put the new Xbox OS on them. So that is a thing for some people. Harry said, I got a good library of Steam games, so this works for me, but I get it. Also, Deadpool video game likeness and license is still disputed. Him appearing in Wolverine, slim to none. I mean, listen, Deadpool is no longer in the limbo that was Fox, and being wholly owned by Disney Marvel and what they can do with it now, it is different. And the kind of relationship that Insomniac has with Marvel, where in which it's no small feat to have a team make a game that is so well revered and so popular that they give it its own continuity within the comic books. Like, take that Spider-Man with that suit and put him like it is canon. That's not a normal thing. The kind of relationship they have, I would wager to say that Marvel would be willing to give them almost anything they want in terms of allowing them to use it in the game, especially even if it's just like, oh, Mystique turned into Deadpool real quick or turned in, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And there's any number of things that they could do like that. And they like to give themselves outs and windows in that way that allow them to just kind of do things a bit differently. But we'll have to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? We'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. I'm looking forward to it though.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not even. It's probably the first PlayStation game that I've seen in a long time where I was like, well, That's a wrap. Put a bow on it. You know what I mean? Like I was already kind of like it's Insomniac. I feel good about it.
Yep.
I don't
That's
love.
day one.
I don't love Insomniac the way other people love Insomniac, but they got a couple of bangers that I'm like, we can do this. So I'm a fan. Jokes.
Yo.
I feel Froggy. Let's watch one more trailer.
One more trailer?
Before we close the show out. Yeah, I was gonna do this trailer last week. Harry said I'm gonna bounce. Gotta get up at 4 a.m. Gotta drop in from all these night, y'all. Would love for you to do so.
Definitely so, man.
Gonna have a great guest on next week, Harry. So if you can tune in, make sure you tune in. Let's watch this trailer real quick and then close the show out, Jokes.
Cool.
I didn't know this was even a thing. I was very surprised.
You didn't?
Myself. Well, no, I had no idea.
Was I just the same before the accident?
There wasn't any accident. Everything we did, we did it on purpose. There is nothing left to do now but live.
Come on, big man. You don't want to play?
Until death do us part.
What's my name? I can't remember.
Monstrous.
Hey, Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That joint might actually be a problem.
I'm actually interested in it. I'm actually interested in it.
I am too, and I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I because it's Frankenstein. That's why. It's the Bride of Frankenstein. I think that's why I'm surprised. But it looks interesting. It might be trash.
It could absolutely be the worst.
Hey, bro, listen. It has so much trash potential. It has super trash potential. But right now, I'm interested. I don't know if it's a theater watch though.
I may check it in the theater.
I'm undecided, but we'll see. So I'm gonna let y'all know there is a slim possibility. All right, a better than slim possibility that this weekend, we will be at Broccoli Fest. For those of you who are unaware, Broccoli Fest is basically a concert. It's a music festival, has a lot of music art and stuff like that. They're doing a gaming activation there. We've been asked to participate in some capacity, and so there's a possibility if you're there, you'll see us there. It's not until Sunday. Extra Life is coming up in just over a month.
Mm-hmm.
We are finalizing plans. Our page is live. So if you are interested in joining us in terms of being a team member and playing some games, even if you don't play directly with us, but you want to play some games and maybe reach out to your own audience or something like that, and help earn some money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and by all means, do that. I'll post it to our Facebook and I'll throw something up on our Instagram within the next couple of days. I'm trying to lock in a few other team members before I go super public with it, but like it's there. So if you want to, you can. We should expect a new episode of The Finisher.
New episode of The Finisher this weekend.
You already know what you're discussing this weekend.
We're gonna, one of the topics we're gonna be exploring is we've briefly talked about it some episodes back, but this relationship and partnership that WWE is doing with TNA. Honestly, I believe that TNA is in some shape or form has been absorbed by WWE, and they just for whatever reason are not publicly saying it as of yet. But I believe TNA has, with this partnership, has positioned themselves to be that great company that they were once again. I'm interested to hear what other people think about it, because right now with some of these crossovers that they're doing, a lot of stars that left WWE that went to TNA that are now back on WWE programming because of the partnership. There's some behind the scenes things that I'm like, y'all have been in the motion for this for a while, but I'm eager to hear what you guys think about that.
What I see is that WWE and TNA have an ongoing multi-year partnership that facilitates crossover opportunities between their talent. This partnership began in an unofficial capacity around 2024 and became official with the January 16, 2025 announcement of a multi-year deal. Key aspects of the partnership include a talent exchange. NXT superstars appear on TNA programs. TNA stars appear on NXT shows. That's what I'm saying.
I think
so. You think they have? No. It says that there's a potential acquisition. Mm-hmm. That probably is based on time frame and probably whatever they can build out of it. There's no part of me that doesn't think that they would like to acquire them. Even if they acquire them just to shut them down. Acquire, absorb. We reach the secret weapon. I want to take a minute to thank all of you for joining us this evening, hanging out with us, being in the chat, chatting in the chat, and or lurking, as it would be. Andrew said CWTNA Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Man, I say hit that like button. That's right. You'd be surprised how much that helps. Yeah. I really appreciate you all hanging out, being in the chat, or just lurking. Again, there's plenty of places to be, plenty of things to do, plenty you could be watching. You're here with us, and that is and always will be special. Jokes?
Yes, sir.
Tell people what I need them to know.
Remember, y'all, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we're out. Toodles and loose.
Loading snacks.